Battle of the Powders. I'm Laura Ray. This has been a video that's been in the making for several months. Some of the powders I'm going to share with you I've used over years. Some of them more recent, but let's talk about what's going to give you the best look for the best cost. One powder I've used for a very long time is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. Now this is so affordable and you get a lot of product. You get 20 grams of product. I love this for my oily T-zone. Yes, at almost 59 years old, I have an oily T-zone. I don't know that someone with very dry skin would like this powder. It's a little bit heavier than some I'm going to share with you, and I think that for oily skin, it works really amazing. Now, it's going to battle against the Revlon. This is their Colorstay Blot powder. It is a matte finish, but I feel like this is a little lighter, fluffier, doesn't show up on my skin as much. It's a little thinner, so it gives to me a little more of a natural, less cakey look. So out of the two, even though the Revlon's a little more money, it's around $8.50, where the Maybelline runs around $6.99. So there's a little over around $1.50 difference. I say go with the Revlon. Many of you have told me how much you love this powder, the Wet n Wild Photofocus powder. Even though this is so big, you're really getting 20 grams of product, which is a lot, but they put it in this really big packaging. Now, the Revlon is 15 grams, so there definitely is more in this. What I find with the Wet n Wild, it is a beautiful powder, but then again, I still feel like there's a little bit of showing fine lines more, a little bit chalkier. It's not a chalky powder, but what I mean by that is showing up on the skin. When I put a powder on, I want no one to notice the powder. So between these two, even though the Wet n Wild, I do love it, and it's so affordable, it's around the $6.38 price mark, that's really great. I still say the Revlon is the best. Now the Revlon's going to go up against number 7. This looks so luxe, and this powder is so finely milled. I purchased this maybe 3 or 4 years ago and was so impressed. It's a repurchase for me, which shows you how much I love it. Now in this, you get 20 grams of product, which is 5 more than the Revlon. This runs around $12.99. Now this is very difficult to get, but you can get it at Target online. Not in the store, or at least my Target doesn't carry it anymore at the store. So I'll have all the links for all of the powders below, and I appreciate you shopping those links so much because you all already know you're the supporters of my channel. So I like this because you don't see it on the skin, and I can actually use this in my under eye. Most of the powders that are from the drugstore that are a little heavier, I can't even go near my under eyes or they would look 20 years older. So often when I'm using a powder, I will stay away from the under eye area. But I know so many of you love to set concealer in the under eye to give it more longevity. Also, setting your under eye can help with eye pencils migrating during the day, sort of puts a barrier up. So powder can be really, really helpful. So I say out of these two, I really think, even though this is $12.99, the number 7 rivals so many high-end that I've tried and is maybe even better than some of them. So I would go with the number 7. The number 7 is going to go up against a brand new powder from Milani. The Milani has 5 grams of product where the number 7 has 20, so 4 times the amount. So when you're spending the same price, you're getting a lot less product buying the Milani. They feel very similar. I really do love this Milani so much. I think it's even finer. So if you don't mind paying more money, then I say the winner of the battle would be the Milani. But if you're looking for something much more affordable that has super high quality and beautiful packaging, by the way, this packaging I feel really beats the Milani by a long shot. I would say go with the number 7. Now we're going to take the Milani and put it up against a higher end powder, which is from Wayne Goss. This is his Weightless powder. I ordered this and was so excited to try it because it had the word weightless in it. And I'm always looking for makeup that doesn't show up on my skin, just does what it's supposed to do in improving my skin, but that you can't see it. So first off, let me say that we have a big misconception going on here. Again, the Milani only has 5 grams of product for $12.99. Well, Wayne's has 25 grams of product for $28. So if we do the math and you're paying the same amount per gram as Wayne's, this Milani would cost you $64.95. So Wayne's costs $28 for the 25 grams of product. Now let's talk about the product itself. I definitely feel the Milani is amazing, but if I had a choice, I would buy Wayne's powder. I think it's so beautiful. I can easily use it in my under eyes. And even though when you first put it on, you see it, it melts into the skin. I just think it's absolutely stunning. And I understand that someone might not want to put out $28 for a product. So if that's you, then I would say go with the Milani because you're only having to put out $12.99 at one time. But powder is something, if you use it all the time. In other words, it would be so much more cost efficient to pay $28 and have this last so long because there is 25 grams of product versus continuing to repurchase the Milani. So the winner of this round, it's Wayne's powder. It's amazing, and powder is something I repurchase. So I would much rather spend $28 and have the product last 5 times as long and not have to continue repurchasing versus buying the Milani and that adding up to almost $65. My gold standard powder for a long time has been DermaBlend, their loose setting powder. I think it's beautiful. It's triple milled. It's so fine, and it really makes my skin look so smooth. I love it. It comes at a price tag of $29, but you get 28 grams of product. So you actually get more in the DermaBlend than you do in Wayne's, which is 25, but it's pretty close. And this is $1 more. I love DermaBlend, but I still feel Wayne's powder is more weightless and it shows up less on the skin and does control my oil. It's a very unique formula. I love the way it feels. I have to be really careful with the DermaBlend in the under eye area. I love it for my T-zone, but if I get too much in the under eye, it will really make my fine lines show. So the winner of this round is Wayne Goss. I bought a bunch of travel sizes of powders because I wanted to offer you more comparisons, and these powders are super pricey, at least for my budget. But I wanted to try the Fenty because it's a very popular product, and it's even called like Pro Filtr Butter Powder, so that sounds amazing. It has 7.8 grams in the travel size for $20. So for a travel size, that's about the going rate, although I have one to show you that's super pricey. This worked beautifully. I have no complaints about it. It's finely milled. I thought it looked really great on my skin. But again, this is a travel size, 7.8 grams for $20. That is super pricey. And for a product I'm going to use every day before I go to work, I'm going to go through this. So I'm going to put it up against Wayne's. And again, I have to say, Wayne is the winner. There's so much product here. It's beautiful. It works in the under eyes. So I would definitely pick Wayne's powder. So many of you have asked me over the years about Hourglass. So I bought their powder. This is called the Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. And again, the language, the names of these titles, like a veil to put over your skin. It's a translucent powder. And in this, there's only 2 grams of product. And I paid $24. So between Laura Mercier, The one I just showed you from Fenty and Wayne's, this is by far the most expensive. Now, again, I thought it looked beautiful, but I felt that Wayne's was much better. And the cost of this one is just exorbitant. If you add it up, 2 grams, divide that, this is 25. Oh my gosh, this would cost you, if you think of it, more than $100. This is a very expensive product, and I really don't feel it's worth it. Probably the most famous setting powder that's out there that we hear about all the time on social media for years has been the Laura Mercier. This is a beautiful powder. Again, it's so light and silky. It has a nice feel to it. I can use it in my under eye area, which is something I'm looking for. I do like to set the under eyes, especially if I'm going to be away from the house for a long time. Well, I'm going to put the Laura Mercier up against Wayne's powder. And again, I just feel like his is more weightless, and that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that blurred out look, but where I don't feel it on my skin. It feels like I didn't even apply powder. So the winner, and the overall winner for this battle, is Wayne Goss Weightless Powder. I just love it. I think it's such a great price when you consider how much product you're getting. I'm just so thrilled that I finally tried it. I'm really late to the game trying this, but I'm so impressed, and I will definitely repurchase. I have 4 great drugstore powders to share with you, compacts that I like to carry in my purse. First, from Revlon, the Colorstay. This is their Colorstay pressed powder in translucent. What I love about this, they call it jet milled. So it's very fine. It looks beautiful on the skin. It really helps with oil control for me. Although most of the powders I'm going to share with you, it seemed like they were made for almost every type of skin, whether you have dry skin or oily skin like I do. Now I'm going to put it up against this one. This is from number 7. It's their triple action finishing powder. It's the Lift and Luminate. I love this powder. Now, at the time I bought it, they were sold out of the translucent, so I bought light medium. What I like about this is if I rub off some of my makeup during the day around the nose, around the mouth, I can go back and sort of touch up with this without carrying my foundation. So this has worked beautifully for me. I love both of these powders, but I have to go with the number 7. This is so much like Charlotte Tilbury's powder that I bought before. It looks beautiful on the skin. The packaging is incredible for a drugstore price product. It's $12.99. It looks beautiful in your purse. People will think it's high-end the way it looks. And it looks high-end on my skin, so it has been a favorite for a long time. Now I'm going to have the number 7 battle it out with a brand new powder from Physicians Formula. This is their Butter Believe It face powder in translucent. They put 3 types of butters into it. It has essential fatty acids, and it's made for sensitive skin. That was a big one for me because I have super sensitive skin, and some powders will bother me, make me itchy. This does not. Now, the one negative I have to say about this is the scent. It does have that butter scent. I know some people love it. There are others that it's a big turnoff. They don't want fragrance in their makeup. So I wish they would make a powder like this. It's so beautiful, but the scent can be a little off-putting. Now, once I put it on my skin, the scent goes away. What I love about this is I can use it in my under eye without anybody noticing it. So it has been a real find. So I'm putting it up against the number 7, and I have to say the winner of this is the number 7. This is so good. It is rare for me to find anything that can beat it. Now, this is a first. For the end of this battle is going to be the same company's product. We're starting with the number 7 Lift and Illuminate, and this is another number 7 product. This is called their Perfect Light pressed powder. Now you'll notice right away such a difference in the shades, because as I told you, I couldn't get this in translucent. They're either always sold out when I'm trying to order it, or I couldn't even find it in the store when they used to carry it. It was just always gone. So I bought light medium. Now in this powder, I had no trouble finding translucent. Oh my gosh, this is so much like a high-end powder. It's so beautiful. I went and bought it, and then my daughter was so in love with it. She tried it and thought it was amazing. I went and got her one. But this is such a gorgeous powder. Now, they used to carry it at Walgreens, but it seems like they've gotten rid of it. So you can still get it online through Target, and I'll have the link for that, because otherwise it's almost impossible to find, and they don't carry this brand at CVS. So I'm going to put these two up against one another. Now, you think Lift and Luminate, that was geared more towards mature women. However, I think this powder is incredible, and it is definitely the winner. Make sure to tell me in the comments your favorite powder. Maybe you have a favorite loose powder. One thing I wanted to mention is applying the powders. And I will link these puffs. These puffs are so affordable. I got them in a huge bag, and I really like them for pressing in the product. I will roll it on. I also will link this brush. It's so great. I like to use it for just dusting the powder on at the beginning. It's a fan brush that's great for blush also. This is from Delium. I have purchased many of their brushes from Amazon. I've never been disappointed. All of them have been super affordable and great quality. But if you have a brush you love or anything connected with powder you want to share with us, please do that in the comments. If you like these battle videos, let me know that too. Just say more battles, and I'd be happy to do more for you. I love you all so much. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you soon.